Ron here once again. I'm really excited to share this quick golden nugget here for you guys. As you guys already know, today was a busy day. It was a lot of fun. I know a lot of you guys made money today. A lot of you guys posted your profits today on the Discord server, and I know some of you got some nice breakouts on the boxing. Some of you found some on your own. Some of you got some alerts. Some of you just plain old just took some profits from what you saw going. Obviously, today was pretty much it was an easy day. These are the type of days that we want to take advantage of, especially with the boxing strategy. And we want to be able to find these stocks early, and we want to make sure that we are going in the right direction. And obviously, this is what I wanted to share today. I wanted to share something that I also use to make sure that I am picking the right stuff. I'm going in the right direction as far as puts, as far as calls, and that it'll just confirm that the direction I'm choosing is the right direction. Apart from reading the charts, because obviously, when you look at a chart, for example, here on Shopify, I mean, look at this. Three massive green candles, and today this was a beautiful play, as you can see here. And if you box this one in, you obviously made a lot of money today, and you basically have not been stopped out. And if maybe you were stopped out, you were stopped out around the 12:30 candle here at around 12:30 or 12:40 time frame, right? But if you follow the box in plan, you would have collected some profits right at the pivot, and then if depending on where you got in, and then you would have let some of them run either to the end of the day or until you got stopped out. So this was actually a nice play today. But how would you have caught this today is the question. So far you can see here, Shopify for the day has 117% volume. So it's at 117 on its volume, and it's performing well for the day, obviously, right? So it's doing well. So, and let me fix this chart here. Sorry. It's, for some reason, it's reading Shopify and Adobe at the same time. So let's take a look here. All right, so here we go. So obviously, same scenario. Yep, you would have still been stopped out at around 12:30 candle, similar as Adobe. And I'm going to show you Adobe as well as how you could have caught those, because actually Adobe was actually a nice play, similar to SPY, similar to Amazon, similar to just a whole host of stocks today. Gave us a lot of signs that they were going to be moving today. And this is exactly what I wanted to cover, and maybe, give you another confirmation that, hey, man, this is going to be a mover. And as you can see here, Shopify has been a clean break both days. Right from the beginning, it just breaks both days on Shopify. So now we say to ourselves, well, yeah, Ron, well, how do I know which way to go? How do I know which strikes to trade? How do I know what's going to be the best and most probable trades for me to make money every day when I find these stocks? So you guys know that, pretty much everybody, you guys can find a stock and trade a stock, and you're probably going to be successful. It's easy. It's not that hard to find a winning trade, but the execution is where it comes in, and do you have the patience to stick around for it? So another thing is, when you are confirming that the move has volume to back it up, it's going to just increase the chances that you're going to have a successful trade. So as you can see here, Shopify was a clean break, and it just went that way, and pretty much all day. You could have taken this trade all day and not closed it out to the end of the day, basically. You know what I mean? Because it was just clean. I mean, you never would have been stopped out till 12:30, like I mentioned before. And even then, you could have held this thing if you would have just had the patience to say, hey, man, the daily's looking pretty strong. This is looking pretty good. But then, how do you know what to trade? Where is the volume? Where is it actually being applied to? We have 126% for the day, as you can see here on the chart. But obviously, we can't go through every chart every morning to find these. So obviously, we set this up on the volume column here. You guys should have that if you've taken the boxing course. You know that, hey, now you have the volume here. So if you see the volume breaking through 10, 15, 20% right in the morning, hey, there is a lot of volume there to support the move. So now, what else can we do? How do I know what strikes to take, Ron? How do I know what I need to be trading? So I set up a simple scanner for myself so that I can find these bright and early. But as you can see, this is a lot of data. There's a lot of stocks that come up here, right? So I want to see which options actually are being traded the most. So I'm like, okay, well, who's trading what and where and by how much? So, I created myself a little scanner here that, again, I put on my watch list because I don't have time to be going through scans every day, every morning. I kind of want the information to pretty much auto load for me. But again, this is a lot of data. So this works best when you apply it to a specific watch list of stocks that you're looking to trade in the first place. So I have a list of stocks that I like to trade regularly here. So that way it minimizes the number of results that I get. Because this is a lot to go through, guys. And you can see here, yes, we have Shopify here. And you can see what I wanted to show you here is, hey, the Shopify May 17th, 275 call strikes are being bought up like crazy. So as you can see here, we have 878% above average. You know, so that's a percentage change. Well, not above average, but that's the percentage change so far. So I'm like, whoa, that's a lot. So, but obviously I can't have this scan large. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this to the watch list that I have loaded here, so that it minimizes the number of results to just those stocks. And then it just shows me the stocks and the options being traded for those stocks that are on that watch list that meet the criteria that I'm looking for. In this case, at least 500 contracts have been traded, and that it's up over 2%, because I want to catch these big ones over 100% to 1,300. So as you can see, Shopify here. Okay, here we go, Shopify. So the call 280 strikes have been traded over 1,000% already today. And if you would have seen these earlier in the morning, you would have noticed that, hey, these actually started increasing in volume very bright and early in the morning. So let's go ahead and pull these up. And let me go ahead and pull these up here for you guys so you guys can see what this looks like. I'm going to go ahead and add a new watch list. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and shrink this one down. And then I'm going to change this one to this one right here. So I'm going to save scan query. Yes. Unusual call volume for this watch list. So now I'm saving it for this specific watch list so that I know which one I'm pulling up every time. Okay. And then if you have a daily watch list that you change all the time, that's how you would just adjust it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. So this is going to be my personal unusual. Oh, did I save it as puts? Yep, I did save it as puts. It's supposed to be calls. So let me save that. Let me change that. Save scan query. And again, you would save one for each side for this system, because you want to see, hey, you know, if it breaks high or if it breaks low, you want to see which strikes are being traded most actively. So again, I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. Unusual call volume for this watch list. Here we go. I'm going to stretch that out, and I want to see, okay, out of my watch list that I have here, who is being traded most heavily? And as you can see here, we have Adobe, Shopify, Twilio, all over the place. Okay, let me go ahead and adjust my my watch list here. I don't want to see all of this. All I want to see is the net change, the last, and the volume for the day. Okay. All right, and this is what this looks like, guys. Actually, and I want to see the 10-minute. Because if the 10-minute is changing rapidly, especially early in the morning. And this actually does not work very well, guys, on the same computer. So if you're able to set this up on a separate computer, it's actually going to work a lot better. Because running all this data is going to bog your computer down. It's just a lot of searching that the system is doing. So it's gonna bog your computer down. So if you're able to set this system up on a separate computer, this would actually work out best for you. So here we go. So looking at Adobe, we have Adobe, Shopify, Twilio, and Twilio seems to be the dominant being traded here. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep going with Shopify. So Shopify, we have Shopify being traded aggressively today at the May 17. 270, 275, 280, and 285. And we'll let these load here in a little bit so you can see. So let's go ahead and select one of these. And let's see how the volume is doing for these. And let me link this to my chart here. So again, Shopify already at 127% above normal. Look at this massive break on this contract, okay? So you have the 270s were worth earlier this morning. They opened at $1.15 and they're now $9.90. So guys, I need you to understand what I'm trying to show you here. If you catch these early, because the volume is pouring into these. So again, let's go ahead and link this chart here on the right so you can see it on a smaller time frame. So this is the daily chart here. So now look at what this looks like early in the morning. This thing opened at $1.15 and it traded as high as $9.90. How could you have caught that is the question. Ron, how do I catch that? Volume. Volume tells you the story. So if you see the volume changing rapidly on the 10-minute, especially on the daily, early in the morning, you're going to see that that's how you're going to be able to catch where the moves are most likely to happen. Where is the money going in? Where's the money pouring into so that you can catch these trades? And this is a way that you're going to be able to do that. Okay, guys? And I know this thing is taking a little while to load here, but this is the problem with running everything on the same computer. But obviously, now you have a stock that's telling you that it's being traded heavily, and now you have the strikes that are being traded heavily. So now let's go back to Shopify. Let me unlink this here. Let me go back to Shopify. And these were today's expiration. So $1.15, and they traded as high as $9.90, and they're still over $9 today. Let's go back to Shopify. Let me take a look at Shop. Let's take a look at Shopify. These were the 270 strikes for today, for tomorrow. See, these ones right here. And Shopify opened today at what price? It opened at $265. So bright and early in the morning, people started pouring into the 270 strike calls that are now worth $9.20, guys. That was the last price that it traded for. So now, how do you catch those? Volume tells you the story. And this is what I wanted to share with you today. Let's go ahead and pull up another one. Let's look at Adobe. So Adobe today, and let's go ahead and switch over to Adobe here. Adobe had a massive run. And again, if you box this in the morning, beautiful, beautiful run. So you opened at 278 and you had a high of 285. That's a nice run, very clean break, very nice and easy, profitable day. Pretty much till the end of the day, you could have held these and still been profitable, or you could have taken your profit 10:30 or 12:30. Either way, you probably never really got stopped out until around 12:30. Here we go. So let's see which one's in Adobe. And Adobe had a lot of strikes here. The one that seems to be most predominant was the 280 strikes. So the 280 strikes were pretty much near the open today. It opened at 278, $2 above the open. So this is when the volume started going into it today, okay? So let's go ahead and pull up these 280 strikes for today, for tomorrow. As you can see here, for the volume for the day, it's at 876 above average. So that's a lot of volume, guys. So a lot of volume went into these today, above 876 above average. And then if we do the net change, you're looking at a $4 net change. Let's see if we can add the percentage change here as well. Percentage change. Let's go ahead and add that. Let's move that up. Let me stretch these out for you guys here so everything's a little cleaner. Here we go. Look at that. All right, that's more beautiful right there. There you go. So now you have 543%, 1,350% change on the 285s. So you have 876, which I would have started with these, honestly, 280s. And then if you wanted to do some out of the monies, you could have done these because obviously the volume also poured into those. So how much were these worth earlier in the morning? So the 280s started at today at an opening rate of 0.9, and they went as high as $5.85, guys. So 0.9 to a high of 585, and they are currently trading at 476. Winner, winner, chicken dinner right there. Let's check out the 285s. So looking at the 285s, and this is the problem with trading out of the money. When you go so far out of the money, as you can see here, these changed 1,300%. But the problem is they obviously didn't run as much. But these opened at 0.29 and had a high of $1.92, which is not bad, obviously, but they are a little bit more riskier, especially when you're trading them so close to an expiration like tomorrow. So obviously, Adobe, just like Shopify, had an awesome run, an awesome breakout today. And if you caught it, first of all, on the volume earlier today, you would have said, hey, we have a lot of volume coming into the stock. Boom. Then you look at your second scanner, which is going to be your call and put scanner. You can start to see, okay, how is this thing doing on the call and the put side? So let's take a look. And being that it broke high, obviously you would want to focus on the call side to see where the volume is going. But let's go ahead and double check the put side just to make sure we don't get conflicting information. So let's go ahead and check out the put side. And let me just resave this because I saved it incorrectly before. Save scan query. And this is going to be the put side. All right, so now that that is saved, I'm going to go ahead and rescan. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch this over here. So as you can see on this, actually, I'm not even going to bother switching. See, this is the change. So obviously the volume is not as heavy as it was on the call side, except for this one here on Adobe. So let me go ahead and switch over. Hey, Ron, I want to make sure I don't get confused and I picked the wrong direction. Obviously, you should adjust as soon as you see that it goes against you. When you're following the box-in strategy, you know where your stops are before you even enter. So you know that you need to get out before you take big, massive losses. But let's go ahead and take a look at Adobe and change. It has a lot of volume, but obviously it's to the downside. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So obviously, if you would have sold these, you would have done a lot better than if you would have bought them. So if you would have done a spread or naked, sold a naked put, you actually would have done great with these. So now you could have taken advantage of both scenarios where you could have said, hey, you know what? Let me sell the 280 puts and buy the 280 calls because this is the expected move for the day. This is where the volume is pouring in. And that's how you would use these scanners, guys. Again, if you have any questions or need help setting these up, don't hesitate to set up your call. Your free 20-minute session coaching call below. Go ahead and click the links below to take advantage of the box-in course and set these up for yourself. Once again, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.